Yo, staying with the Suns though, before we move on, is gonna be a good one for you because you're super passionate about your teams, and I would love for your anyone listening to chime in. If you're a Suns fan now, you got to be sick.
Yeah.
That got to be the worst performance you've ever seen your team have in like a big spot, right?
Yeah.
Game 7 at home. You score 17 points in the first quarter. You score 10 points in the second quarter. You scored 27 at half. Yo, it was 57-27 at halftime. I'm like, yo, I thought the NCAA tournament ended.
That's when I stopped watching the game.
Yeah.
It was at halftime. I'm like, there's no need to watch this.
We were watching the Ranger game at the bar, and then I went into overtime, and we're watching it on the phones. And then when the game ends, boss was like, yo, they're down 30. I have to like, fuck it, we're just gonna go home because we're gonna stay out to watch the game. We're like, what's there to watch? This shit's over. They're not coming back. No way. What's the most embarrassing loss you've ever seen your team experience?
Man, we were talking about it. It has to be the Eagles, the punt return.
Yeah,
it has to be. We're up like 3 scores too. It's not like it was just if it was just a punt return, cool. We're up 3 scores, and Michael Vick came back, whatever. And it's like Michael Vick, the redemption. It's like fuck, like, and then Coughlin's telling him what was the punter's name, bro? The idiot.
Matt Dodge,
yeah. He's legit saying, punt it away, out of bounds. Do not punt it to this man because he knows what's gonna happen. And and it's still, even if I don't care who's back there. I would love to know the chances of like punts return for a touchdown. It's like I'm sure it's less than 1%, 2%.
Yeah, bro. How many of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Here?
So it's like the fact that Coughlin like he had that gut feeling like, yo, don't punt it to him. Like the game was going so bad, we were losing it. And we're on fire. We're on fire the first half. Eli was going crazy. I'm like, all right, there's no way we're losing this. And then slowly they're chipping away, and I'm like, all right, fuck, this is kind of scary. And then the punt return, and then once he dropped it, I was like, yeah, this is the crazy shit, like how punt returns get made. You fuck it up, and then you end up just running back 60. And he dropped the ball and picked it up and ran back. And I was like, yeah, it's over. And then he just started running. And like that was playoffs. And like I love the team. Like I still think we could have made some noise, but that has to be the worst, easily the worst. Like especially because like Yankee losses, I wasn't really watching baseball in like 2004, like when we lost to the Red Sox. So like
you were young.
Yeah, I was young, and like that shit didn't really do anything to me. The Knicks, they haven't been good my whole life. They've been good for literally maybe 4 or 5 years, like basically the Melo years or the beginning of Melo years. So we didn't play that many important games to be like a bad loss. Maybe I don't know. Maybe one of the Indiana losses in the playoffs. In the second round, maybe.
But they weren't like embarrassing though. Like
they weren't embarrassing.
It was like a close loss, right? Like I would think of like the Roy Hibbert block.
Yeah,
right, would be, but that's still that was a good team, number one, and also like it wasn't they didn't get thumped by 30.
Yeah,
right. Like the Suns got smoked. Game 7 at home. You're a 60-win team.
It has to be the Giants, the punt return.
So I was gonna say the Giants. I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say, especially with the fallout of it. The
Green Bay?
The Green Bay Packers.
You think so?
The boat trip, bro. Dude,
that's the most overrated shit. I don't give a fuck about no boat trip, dog. That they had an off day. They could have went to fucking Scandinavia if they wanted to and come back on Tuesday. It does not matter. It did not affect them. What bothers me the most was Eli was on fucking point, and Eli was gonna have a game for the ages. He was dotting shit left and right. And he was gonna beat Aaron Rodgers again. It was gonna be fucking crazy, and we're gonna go win the Super Bowl again. Like that's what I like the feeling I had watching it. And then the drops came, and then the bullshit came, and I'm like, all right, this is.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's what bothered me the most was we really blew Eli's like last chance at like a great playoff run.
Yeah.
And we were 11-5 that year. Yep. Top defense. Odell was a savior. We were amazing. That was the year, and we fucking blew it.
The reason why I said that one is because the fallout of that. Like now, anytime the Giants lose a game,
oh yeah, they show that fucking picture.
It's like they're 34-109
since the boat trip. Yeah, and I'm like, bro, now I don't want to see Trey Songz shirtless with jeans.
Yeah, that's the most.
I don't care.
Trey Songz and Sterling Shepard in Tim's on the boat.
Tim's, yeah. I mean, look, I don't care. I don't think it had look, and even who was the coach that McAdoo, right? It was McAdoo?
Yeah.
In 16? Yeah, he was like, listen, they had an off day. Do whatever you want on the off day.
Yeah.
Why you have an off day on the week of a playoff? I don't understand. Like, I'm not a football coach. I don't know. If I'm a coach, no such thing as an off day on a playoff week.
It's funny. Some of the reports that were coming out from that were Tom Brady he does this like weekly spot in Boston radio at the time when he was with the Patriots with Jim Gray. He's like one of those like legendary reporters. And he was saying, he's like, dude, when I first got in the league, up until like 2007, before he started dating Giselle, he's like, I would fly back to California on like Monday night after practice, stay there Tuesday, come back Wednesday. He's like, but there was no social media, no pictures.
Yeah, of course. That's common as fuck. But like, now they're over here posting on Instagram on a playoff week like it's bad.
Bro, I just rewatched The Last Dance again. Even better the second time watching it. And the Atlantic City night for MJ. Imagine if that shit happened today.
Forget it.
I mean, it was crazy when it happened then. Like,
imagine LeBron doing some shit like that. Oh my god.
Even being seen like near there. Like, what's he doing that close to the gambling spot? Like, what the fuck are you
Meanwhile,
doing?
this guy's a full-blown degenerate.
Bro, like, I had my boy Chris, who he runs like a bunch of Vegas nightclubs, and I met him a couple of years back. He was on the pod. It was one of my favorite pods that I did when I was out there. And he's a big promoter. And he's like, bro, the amount of athletes I see he's like, always remember one thing. He's like, Vegas is Vegas for everybody. Not just like you and your boys when you come here. Like, even for athletes. And we were talking about like the Vegas flu, right? It's about how like when the Golden Knights first went to Vegas, bro, at like the All-Star game in hockey, they were like 22-1 at home.
Yeah. Didn't they win, by the way?
They ended up going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah. They lost, though?
They lost.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they ran into like Ovechkin, I think it was. Hashtag hockey bars right now as we're going off. But yo, the Golden Knights, teams would show up on Tuesday for a Thursday game. They're in Vegas for 2 days. And he's like, yo, he's like, I would be leaving my club. And he's like, you know, just a hypothetical, just throwing out names or throwing out teams. He's like, the fucking Penguins would be in town. And he's like, my boys will hit me up and be like, yo, you know who we just saw at the table?
Crosby's in there, right?
It's like, he's like, yo, it's Crosby, Letang, and the goalie are here at 7 in the morning. The game is at 4 o'clock Eastern time, Pacific time, because remember, they're in the 7 o'clock at night for them, because it's 10 o'clock for us here. And he's like, yo, they're not going to be able to play, bro. Like, they're just...
Yeah, same thing with Miami.
Yeah, the Miami flu is another one. And
I seen PJ Tucker and Booby Trap, like, during the season. Like, what are you doing? Like, PJ Tucker walked in. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, fucking PJ Tucker. But I'm like, you have a game tomorrow, dog. Like,
dude,
that shit is crazy.
One of the best, funnest, and coolest betting stories I ever had was we went to Miami for a Danny's bachelor party, and that was when Dion Waiters was on the Heat, and they were playing like the D'Angelo Russell Nets. This is like 2019, early 2019.
Yeah, that was like the Dion Waiters resurgence too. I remember he was bad. Then he started hooping again.
He was playing well for them down there. And Friday night, one of my girlfriends down there she works at 11. She's like a manager there. And she's like, oh, yo, you know who just left the club? I was like, oh, she's like, the Nets were all here last night. I was like, really?
Yeah.
The degenerate I am. I'm like, what's the line? Oh, they're 3-point favorites? I was like, yo, fellas, we should all throw like $100 on the Heat plus 3. Now, the Heat were like not a playoff team then. And they're like, nah, bro, why? I was like, bro, we have intel that the fucking sports books don't know. He's like, you think they're going to go and be prepared for a game tonight? They were just out partying and shit? Bro, they were down 30 at half the Nets.
Yeah, of course they were, That shit is crazy. Yo, it's insane.
Yo, it's wild, bro.
And when you play in Miami, like, you're used to it, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah, and also for you, you're not going out there every night.
Yeah, because you're there.
You can go whenever. You go there whenever. But for you, when you're a visitor and say you're playing in fucking Philly and it's 12 degrees in January, you're gonna go down to Miami and be like, yo, let's hit South Beach real quick.
Or you're playing like for the Jazz and you're in Utah doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, doing nothing.
You come to fucking Miami.
For sure, and it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, it's probably like a whole culture shock over there. Yeah.
Like, what the hell?